Good evening, good evening, good evening. And we are back. It's another episode of how I want to do this. I don't know which way I want to go. It's the Field Level, the football podcast to the West Coast. I'm Pat. That's CT. Quan to be with us shortly. How you doing today, boss?
I can't complain, bro. Got my 4-day weekend started today. Yeah, just excited, man, to talk about some of these games. You know, the season one. It'd be really nice to just dive in and see how things fall for a lot of these teams, especially in the West Coast. So looking forward to diving in on that.
Yeah, man, a lot going on in this West Coast football, man. I'm tired, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm whooped. You hear me? I'm whooped. Got up this morning, man, drove to basically Gilroy, did some haircuts, a haircut out there, came back. Daly City, did some haircuts, went to San Francisco, did some haircuts, back to Daly City, did some haircuts. Now I'm back home on the East Bay. I am whooped. You know what I'm saying? But it's a Field Level football podcast of the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be all right. We know we got to be on, man. This is it's exciting, man. We're getting down to the for lack of a better term, the nitty-gritty of it all, man. I think 2 weeks away from playoffs. At this point, you know what I mean? We got this week, next week, and then we'll be into wild card weekend. Excuse me. So excited to see how everything unfolds. It's a lot to get to tonight. Like I said earlier, Quan will be with us shortly. But before we jump in tonight, definitely want to say what's good, Rob. Rob, did you get your stuff, man? Let me know if you got your Field Level merch, man. I haven't been able to rap with you. I hope you got all the Field Level merch that came your way. If you did, just hit us in the comments. Let us know you got that. But before we jump in tonight, y'all know we've been doing this fantasy football league, man. The Field Level fantasy, a little glitchy right now. Some things going on, some issues arising. But nevertheless, man, me and CT had a battle this week, y'all.
Battle of the year.
A battle, probably game of the year. You know, probably fantasy football game of the year. It was a semifinal. It was myself versus CT, and then it was Big Ken's team versus Jay. Battles all around. Me and CT went down literally to the wire. He had Baker Mayfield as his starting quarterback. Baker Mayfield was doing this thing all day. About 4 minutes left. This dude, I'm literally winning the game 146.3 to 146.2. I want to say it was like 2 or 3 minutes left in the game. Browns go on offense. I'm like, yeah, it's over. Like, there's nothing I can do about this. Thank God for a run game. They ran the ball 4 straight times, punted the ball. You know what I mean? So I was able to squeak the win out against CT, 146.3 to 146.2. Game of the year, bro.
Absolutely. Congratulations. But you know what's funny? I remember it was about 6-7 minutes left, and you sent me a text, and he was like, I need a 6-minute run drive right now. And I was like, no, there's one completion. That's all I need. One completion. You couldn't even give me that. I was like, come on, Baker. But the move that put me in position, because I was getting blown out, was actually playing Baker instead of anybody else. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that made it competitive. Had I not done that, it wasn't there.
I was like, play Kareem Hunt. Like, play somebody else. But let's bring Quan on, man. Quan, happy to have you on, man. Hope everything well. I see you got the mask on. Mask on still. You ready to get going tonight, man? We talking about this fantasy football, how crazy it was. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't crazy.
Hey, but you know what? Kudos to Quan. Field Level family. This is Quan's very first year playing fantasy football. So kudos to him for biting the bullet and getting on, man. He got on. Him and his son got on. I thought that was a cool bonding moment. You know, him and his son got on and was able to do the fantasy football thing together. So shout out.
Oh, what happened?
I couldn't tell you, but shout you out for finally joining. We've been trying to get you on for a long time, so it was good to have this run. And I know you got one more game this week, I'm pretty sure, based on what it said on there. So
I don't even care anymore, man. I feel like you can't, huh?
I'm gonna tell you what happened just now.
What happened?
I went to go maximize my screen and I pressed the X. So I closed it all out. I'm back though.
Happens to the best of us. But what's going on, fellas? How's everybody doing? Y'all smooth?
Yeah, man. CT hat on. Shout out to that. You know, shout out to the CT
custom
hat.
joint.
You know what I mean? Custom joint. I told y'all, man. I told them, Quan, I've been running around all day today, man. I went from Gilroy to Daly City to San Francisco to Daly City back home. I'm tired.
I got one for you too.
What's popping?
Brentwood to Fremont to Martinez to Pittsburgh back to
too many names. It's too many names.
Brentwood. I'm telling you.
Too many names. Too many names gets me tired. Well, let's jump into it tonight, man. We here Field Level Football Podcast West Coast. We're excited about tonight's episode. We're gonna be turned all the way up, man. Y'all make sure y'all sharing this live broadcast if you're on Facebook. If you are on watching via YouTube, go ahead on and share the link to the broadcast. Text it out to your friends, your buddies, your sister, your cousin, your girlfriend, your side girl, your main, whatever. I don't know, whatever you got going. Let's go, man. I named this episode, gentlemen, Trouble in Sin City. Question mark. Just to kind of ignite a little bit of a conversation, Quan, and this goes back to the conversation that Quan had with me the other day, and even on here, basically saying, hey, look, guys, it's three variables in this. One, if Derek Carr's gone, I'm gone. Two, if John Gruden's gone, I'm gone. Three, if Mike Mayock's gone, I'm gone. So I preface all that to say, Quan, because you felt the need to say that. Can we speculate and say there very well may be trouble in Vegas?
You know what? It's fair to say, but I only think it's fair to say due to the contract that was given to John Gruden. If he didn't get that, if he didn't get such an astronomical number, if his number wasn't so enormous, I don't think the 10 years is the big thing. I think more so the money that he was given. Then we wouldn't be having a conversation of trouble in paradise, because when you get that kind of a contract, you get a lot of expectations, right? And to me, knowing where we were at before John Gruden, I think he's done well. I don't think it deserves this. When you see steady improvement each year. Now, granted, if we lose these last two games, then it won't be improvement, because we would have ended the same record as we did last year. But seeing that we can still finish the season strong, whether we make the playoffs or not, hopefully we win, go 9-7. That's a winning record, or 8-8, which is just 500, but that's better than last year. But anyway, I know when you talk about, when you say trouble. So let's dive into it. Let's dive into the trouble. I'm gonna let CT get up in here so you can tell me what the trouble is. Pat, you tell me what the trouble is, and then as your resident Raider for now, I will spill the tea and give the real. You feel me?
Right. Go ahead, CT.
Yeah. So I think there is trouble. I don't think that they will make changes to the general manager situation or the head coach situation. I don't see that yet. But quarterback position, it comes down to how much does Gruden really trust Derek Carr to be his quarterback? Is he going to bank on him if his job somehow does become on the hot seat? I can't give you a definitive answer and say that he does feel that way yet. And that's what allows me the window, I guess, to speculate that there could be something brewing in regards to the future of the quarterback position for the Raiders. I don't see you guys necessarily getting somebody through the draft. I feel like it's a free agency situation. I feel like it's a let's play it safe and not spend too much money situation. Maybe even allow Mariota the opportunity to win a job in camp or something like that. See if you can get some compensation for Derek Carr. It could be one of those situations. Running back, I love what you guys have. I do believe that you guys need a second back to complement Josh Jacobs so he can stay healthy. I don't believe that you have the answer in the building as of yet. Maybe that's what they were hoping Lynn Bowden could be, but that was really peculiar why I don't understand why y'all got rid of him so fast. I thought that was kind of strange.
Quick.
To be that high of a draft pick and to get traded was really interesting without even anything.
One game.
Right. And then receiving core, I'll just dive in real quick. leave something to be, look forward to. I think
there's
that
not
Nelson
a number
Aguilar
one.
is an answer. No, absolutely not. Nelson Aguilar, he'll give you a game or two, and that's about it. Henry Ruggs, you need to see more. You need to give him more targets, and he needs to warrant more targets. Renfrow, consistent, but he's not a game breaker for you. So you got to see what else you got down the line. Waller is a baller, no bars. The line is okay, underachieved a little bit, needs some work, maybe bring a little youth. That line is a little older collectively. D-line, you need to get an edge rusher. This is a huge thing that comes in this draft. I think first round for you potentially should be an edge rusher. Free agency, Leonard Williams might be available. I think that'd be the guy for you. And then you look at your linebacking situation, still need to fix
Terrible.
that. It's been bad for even when Navarro was there. You still needed something.
Terrible.
And I thought he was nice for them for like a season, half a year, whatever. And then your secondary, I don't trust Abrams, bro, not yet. I think you need another year, tutelage and training and put on a little weight, but his cover skills aren't there. And, you got to continue to evaluate what you have from there.
Just jumping right in, man, and I'm not going to try to beat the Raiders up too bad. I think that the Raiders have a lot of pieces that have them, or gives them the capability to be, a good team. One thing I'll say is this, though, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and Quan, I believe that you would agree with me somewhat, is the Raiders just don't have any leadership on the defensive side of the ball. They're very young. There's not a lot of veteran presence there. You have Abrams, who is pretty much the emotional leader of the defense right now, I would say. But there's not a veteran presence on this team in a whole, right? You have Derek Carr, who's a 7-year vet, that should bring some of that. But I'm just talking about there's not a guy that's been there. You know what I mean? A guy that's really been there. Like, the Niners were blessed to get, a Richard Sherman, somebody who's been there, who knows how to go back and make some things happen. I feel like even if it's not an impact player, you guys got to bring somebody in that has some type of veteran leadership in that locker room to take a 6-4 team that starts to skid a little bit, bring everybody together and say, hey, guys, you know what? Players only meeting. Let's right this ship and get it going. I am not ready to write off Derek Carr by no sense of the imagination. I think Derek Carr is the quarterback for the Raiders. But I think it's a tell when Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota are splitting reps and Derek Carr says I'm 100% healthy and they're splitting reps. That's a telltale sign for me that something isn't quite right. And if it is something that's not quite right, I think that because he's the quarterback, of course, he'll be the scapegoat. But it's going to be a situation where the Raiders have a 3-year window right now to get it right and get competitive ASAP. If they don't get it right and get it competitive in this 3-year window, I think they got to start all the way back over again, bro, and try to rebuild this thing back again from, obscurity, from the bottom of the barrel, so to speak. So I think personally, this offseason is going to be a huge telltale sign of what direction this Raiders team will be going within the next 2 to 3 years. Sidebar, as I throw it over to you, Quan, somebody asked me the other day, said, what happens with the field level when the season's over? Off season's my favorite season, bro. So we going strong. But Quan, go ahead.
Okay, so I really appreciate you guys allowing me to kind of dive into the Raiders on our opening topic, and I like every point y'all said. Because you guys have some good points and some good personal kind of opinions that kind of match. So let me hit this first, okay? When it comes to Gruden, right? I know you said they have a 3-year window. Well, this is the 3rd year. So, in my opinion, not Al Davis, Mark Davis loves John Gruden. Gruden loves being a Raider. I know he won his ring with the Bucks. But we all know he didn't want to leave Oakland. He got traded to the Bucks. He wasn't like he got fired and then the Bucks hired him. He got traded. He was traded over there, which is weird. He
Was
never
that the
wanted
last time that happened?
Yeah.
That was probably the first time that I ever heard it happen.
I've never heard of it before.
So, so he never wanted to lead the Raiders. So but in my opinion, I don't think like next year, if we don't make the offs next year, and if it had to be for performance, now if our starting quarterback goes down end of the year, not end of the year, loses the whole year off with injury, something like catastrophic like that happens, then he'll get another one. But I don't think if we don't make the playoffs next year in year 4, then you might start seeing somebody get scapegoated. It might not be Gruden, but somebody will be up out of there, like of high stature, right? So I hit that part. Derek Carr. Pat, I agree with you 100%. Derek Carr is the quarterback for the Raiders. He's been there. This is his 7th season. If he wasn't the guy, he would have been gone. It doesn't take 7 years to figure it out. Derek Carr is not the problem, especially when you guys know I've been hard on Derek Carr. And I told you guys everything I needed to see from Carr as a fan, that I think that I kind of match what a lot of the people say about Carr. I needed to see him extend plays out the pocket with his legs. I needed to see him extend plays in the pocket. And I needed him to start to hit those intermediate to deep shots and, on more of a consistent basis. Take some chances with the football. And we can all agree he has done that this year. Yeah. Now, he ain't Mahomes, but a lot of people aren't. But you could win a lot of games with Derek Carr. He doesn't lose you games. He's above a game manager. So I think he's the quarterback for the Raiders. When you talk about Mariota now, he's going to be back with the Raiders next year. He had a 2-year deal. When it comes to them splitting reps, they were splitting reps. Not yesterday's practice. Yesterday's practice, they were splitting reps. Carr was not fully healthy. He's going to tell you he's ready to go, but he was not fully healthy. So Gruden did it accordingly, had them both splitting first-team reps. Well, today's practice, he participated fully in practice, and he took all the first-team reps.
Okay.
So that tells you Gruden, if Gruden was not a fan of Carr, he didn't think Carr could do the job, he's not his kind of guy, why not just stick Mariota out there and let him finish the season and see what you got? Carr is the guy. I think Gruden has proven that he likes Carr. He wants Carr to be his quarterback. And I think Carr's a good guy to latch your future onto, considering he has everything you could possibly want in a leader and from a performance standpoint. Now, go ahead real quick before I continue. Go ahead.
You're good.
All right, so I'll try to go through all the other points real quick so we can move on. Josh Jacobs, CT, I kind of agree with you in the sense of he might need somebody else back there backing him up, but I thought Devontae Booker has done solid in a spell role for him. I thought he's done pretty well having a bounce back season. I don't know what more we can want from a backup when Josh Jacobs is an every down back. Like, how many yards could we expect a backup to get when you have an every down back? So I think he's done well with the opportunities he's been given. The receivers, you guys are right. We don't have a true number one. But I would liken ourselves to y'all team, the Niners. Your number one is George Kittle.
Mm-hmm.
Our number one is Darren Waller. So we're in the same boat. Now, Deebo Samuel probably has way more talent than Aguilar and Ruggs. I'm not even going to disagree with that. But in the sense of who has a number one receiver, your number one receiver is the same as our number one receiver.
I've been arguing lately that Brandon Ayuk might be the number one, but go ahead.
He might be, but I mean, he hasn't even played every game this season, and he's a rookie. So I would like to see a little more.
And still almost got 1,000. Go ahead.
Oh, for sure. No, I'm not hating. Trust me, I'm not hating.
I know you're not. I'm just,
I would like to see a little bit more before I just declare somebody a true number one. You can have
without a doubt.
Yeah. So, but I agree with you. Ruggs needs to get more consistent. But I think he'll get that. I think he was starting to get a consistency before he got on the COVID list and missed last game. Defensively, and I'll just touch defense as a whole, we should have never traded Khalil Mack. That was I'm bringing it back. That was the leader. He had productivity, and he was only 25 when we got rid of him. So
man,
that's rough.
So that's that. I do think we have a middle linebacker. I don't think we have a linebacker group. I think Kwiatkowski has done well for the Raiders. Littleton leaves a lot to be desired. I thought he was going to be a nice piece. He's just not doing it right now. Maybe a change of defensive coordinator and scheme might do something going into next year. Maybe Abrams. John Gruden said this about Abrams today. This is the last point I'll make, and then we can move on, Pat. He said this about Abrams and Damon Arnett and Cleveland Farrell, but mostly the first two. He said they are talented, they are feisty, they are not scared, and they are vocal leaders.
Okay.
The problem is they're not available. Abrams is hurt a lot because of his style of play. He needs to switch that up. And Arnett needs to switch the style of play as well because he seems like he doesn't know how to tackle with good form because both of his concussions came from bad tackling form. So he said, right, that's kind of telling you, I think I have the young pieces that could groom and mature relatively quickly. The problem is they're not available. And we all know the best ability is availability.
Yes, sir.
So you can't really be called upon as a leader when you're never on the field. You can't lead from the sidelines. So
that's a huge fact. And just a point of emphasis, quick note, John Gruden was not the last coach to be traded. Herm Edwards from the New York Jets to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
So that worked out pretty good, too, because he did well over there, too.
No doubt about it. Moving on, man, moving forward, we're going to get to some different topics today. I want to touch on this topic CTS said earlier. We was just talking about it. This NFC West, right? This is a division in football this year. Dang near every year for the last 4 years, I would say, the NFC West, the winner of the NFC West comes down to week 17. I don't think that anything will be different this year. You have the Rams and the Seahawks who are pretty much jockeying for position to top the NFC West. And I just kind of want to run through right quick and get your opinions on who you all feel when the dust settles, I should say. Who will it be? Who will be atop the NFC West? You guys got the Seahawks and the Rams. CT, I'll start with you.
I'm going to step out of bounds, and I'm going to say the Rams.
Okay.
I think that they're trying to find this consistency with the run game, a little trial and error. I think that you can, for the most part, trust their defense against most defenses in the league this year based on numbers and what they've been able to produce. I trust them defensively much more than I trust Seattle defensively. Seattle has some pieces, some weapons, but can go cold. I believe that the Rams have every opportunity to win this division.
Quan.
I'm going to say the Seahawks, mainly in part because they have the better quarterback than they have the best quarterback in the division.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest thing when it comes down to these playoff games and these big magnitude games. You know, in these games, it usually comes down to who has the better quarterback and or the best defense, but mainly the quarterback. Seattle's running game, they are getting healthy at the right time. Chris Carson and Carlos Hyde have missed a lot of games, but if you watch that Seahawks game that they just played against the Washington football team, Chris Carson looked good, looked healthy, and Carlos Hyde looks healthy again as well. So I think all the ingredients are there for them to make a nice run. And also added value, getting Shaquille Griffin back. He may not be one of the best corners in the league, maybe not even in that division, but for that team, he makes a big difference, and he came up big in that game with a nice interception. So I think Seattle's the team to beat, but I don't think they're the most dangerous team in that division. If the Cardinals can find a way to sneak in there, which if right now it's coming down to them and the Bears for that final wild card, Pat, I'm telling you, if they can get in there, the fact that their offense can explode at any moment, they ain't consistent. But you know, in the playoffs, if you win 2 games, you win a dance, and they have the offense that can explode. So,
yeah, and you're right when you say they have an explosive offense. It's just about, for me, that defense. I mean, I'm scared of that defense and the lack of defense, I should say. It all comes down to this week, right? You know, when the rubber meets the road, it all comes down to this week. Rams and the Seahawks, they get it going to this Sunday, and that will probably be the telltale of, you know, who's it going to be. For me, in this instance, I would have to go Seattle. Just because Seattle is the model of consistency as far as they don't go too high, don't go too low. the Rams will come out one week and blow somebody out the water, and then come out the next week and get beat by the Jets.
Jets.
You know what I mean? So I can't really, we don't know what what LA team you're going to get, right? And I said this on Sunday night. I feel like sometimes the Rams play down. And when you have a team that has the ability to play down, you have a team that has the ability not to be consistent. So we have to kind of look at that and factor that into the mold. And Russell Wilson, right? This did not and is not having the greatest regular season, but I liken it to playoff Rondo. If Russell Wilson get in the game, get in them offs, he's a whole nother monster. So I think that when these next two games, in essence, are playoff games for the Seattle Seahawks and the Rams, they want to get that number one seed in the NFC West, and go ahead on and not have to play wild card weekend, and really make some things happen. So I'm gonna go with Seattle. Even though I need Seattle to figure this thing out, man, and we're not gonna stay here long, but Josh Gordon, just go ahead and cut the guy. Low key, can't get right, bro. From what I'm hearing, he did not meet the criteria of what they needed him to do. He did not accomplish all those things. It's at this point, you don't want to be here, bro. Just go to the house, get a bong, go get some weed. And hold
on. I really don't think this time though, Josh Gordon gets a lot of. I think we need to lighten up on this one, just because every other time he's been punished, he's always come out and said, "I have problems. I got to fix my problems." This time he got punished, and his statement was, "I'm really disappointed in this. I'm really disappointed. This is almost like this isn't fair." So I don't know if this time it was like a typical. I couldn't stay off.
They gave him a list of things that he had to do to be reinstated.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they gave him a list of things he had to do to get reinstated, and he did not accomplish everything on that list.
I mean, if there was 80 things on the list and he did 79.
No. If there was 80 things on the list and I'm trying to get back to making millions playing football, I'm gonna do 84. I'm gonna do,
and it's my fifth time.
Above and beyond. At this point, dude is not ready. Dude is not willing. Dude needs to go sit down. Great talent. Could potentially have been a generational talent, but just couldn't get right. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right.
As we're moving on, man. Let's move on to the right. Let's move on to the next list of topics, man. Y'all know how we do it, man. Every week on the field, love we do in the field, on the field, in the stands. If y'all are in the comment section, now's the time to go ahead on and type who you got on the field, who you got in the stands. Now's your time. For me personally, I am going to put the Los Angeles Rams in the stands, the entire team. You lost to the Jets. Need I say more? Even when the Jets attempted to lose against the Raiders, they didn't do it right. Like they messed up trying to lose against the Raiders. Or they messed up trying to win. These dudes, you lost to the Jets, so everybody's in the stands, the entirety of the team. But more so, I am going to put Aaron Donald in the stands.
Whoa.
Call him out.
He is somebody who, when he is the big bad gorilla on the field, he is vocal about can't nobody mess with me. He carries himself that way. When things are not going his way, he pouts. He comes off to the sideline throwing his helmet and doing all of that. If you're going to be the leader of that defense, bro, you have to carry yourself a certain way. And I just think that when things aren't going all peachy keen, Aaron Donald tends to really just fold a little bit. So I'm putting him in the stands. You know what I mean? On the field for the second consecutive week for me would be Brandon Ayuk. The reason why I'm saying this is because Brandon Ayuk on this past week broke Jerry Rice's rookie reception record. So he is now the leading rookie receiver in receptions for the 49ers organization. So definitely going to put him on the field. You know what I mean? That's why I'm really kind of high on my guy right now. Over the last 2 games, he had something like 24 receptions. And then over the last 5 games, he leads all rookie wide receivers in receptions, yards, and touchdowns.
I mean, well, never mind.
Say what you're gonna say, bro.
You said he broke Jerry Rice's rookie record.
Reception. Yeah.
Reception. Well, I mean, Randy Moss said Jerry Rice not even the GOAT. No, I'm just messing. I'm just kidding.
Tell Otis to shut up.
Randy needs to be ashamed of himself. Seriously.
Hey, no lie. He's delusional for that comment.
Super. You were trash on the Raiders. You were trash on the Vikings when you went back. You were trash on the Niners when you came back. This fool, Jerry, had neck braids, and the braids started right here on the Seahawks and still put up 1,000.
Bro, I listened to that full, not the full interview, but that full segment. And he was doing all these, if I'm going to take rings out of it and numbers out. Well, then what are we talking
rings
about?
And numbers off. What you talking about? How fast you are and how high you can jump? What you hollering about, cuz?
He pretty much said, because I made up a term, got mossed, I'm better than you. That's pretty much what he said.
Wow. Sure.
Trash. Anyway, CT, go ahead, bro.
All right. Start with in the stands, the 49ers offensive line. There are very few quarterbacks that would do well not being protected on the right side, that blind side, man. That's ridiculous. McGlinchey, you were picked way too high to be getting put on your behind every other play. Playing with no physicality, getting manhandled. You know, players like that, I don't even know how you in the NFL right now, dude. You got to figure it out, man. Very disappointed with that. Trent Williams still made the Pro Bowl, so happy for him. Lincoln Tomlinson had a mediocre year. A lot of issues with the center position. Went through 3 or 4, maybe 5 people. Weston Richburg is done at this point. And then the right guard has been a swinging door all year. Not getting any consistency there. You had an opportunity to look at the rookie, Colton McKivitz. He was on the COVID list, so just rough all around and not able to protect quarterbacks. And now we're on our 3rd quarterback at this particular moment. So that shows you how well the line's done this year. As far as on the field, I'm going to say stay on the same team, and I'm going to say Fred Warner. The model of consistency, man. One thing that the 49ers have done well in the last 10 years is bring in solid Pro Bowl, potentially All-Pro, potentially Hall of Fame linebackers. Patrick, Navarro, Fred could fit in that category, man. He just does everything well, and he's probably better in coverage than Navarro has ever been. So, I could appreciate what he brings to the table, and I'm glad that he's being recognized for what we've seen for over a year and a half.
Quan.
Y'all killing me with all this Niner love, man. We supposed to be the West Coast. Y'all killing me.
I put the Rams in the stands.
I know. Y'all just killing me, man. Y'all killing me. Anyway, I'm going to go on the field. We're going to go Kyler Murray. I think this is my first time ever giving him some love. He's been very, very good this year. He didn't hit the second-year rookie slump. He actually elevated his play. And like I said in the previous segment, this team can be dangerous if they find a way to sneak in. They dug themselves a little hole, but at this point, they're pretty much win, and you're in at this point. Chicago's on their tails, but Kyler Murray in the game against the Eagles, he was making some unbelievable throws. I believe his ball placement when he's throwing it to D-Hop, I know we could just throw it up anywhere in his radius, but on some of these high throws that he's doing, it's just amazing. And of course, he can get out of trouble when he wants to. So I'm gonna go with Kyler for on the field. He played amazing. And then I'm gonna stick on the same team and go on the defensive side of the ball. I will not do Hassan Reddick, even though he had another 2 strip sacks. Man, it's crazy.
That's why I'm smiling.
Man, I'm telling you. I'm going to go with their nickel corner, Byron Murphy Jr.
Out of Washington University.
Yes. Mm-hmm. He had a rough rookie year last year coming out playing opposite of Patrick Peterson. He had a rough rookie year. I think he only had maybe 1 pick all year. He was getting tested a lot. And remember, Patrick Peterson, I think, was serving a 6-game suspension at the beginning of last year. So he was getting all the top guys right out the gate. But this year, they moved him into the slot, and I think he found a role. He's a very good nickel corner, playing excellent. He had a couple of big plays in the game, but the last 2 plays, maybe the last 4 plays, when Jalen Hurts was just trying to throw the ball in the end zone, he had 2 knockdowns, two pivotal knockdowns in the game. I think he played excellent. So shout out to him.
Shout out to him, man. Shout out to everybody that y'all put on the field, put in the stands.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't put nobody in the stands. Real quick. Pat, you can go. But in the stands, the Raiders, period.
Wow.
They were in a win and in situation.
Pop said Dallas on the field, Pittsburgh in the stands. Pittsburgh is terrible.
Y'all don't even want to get into Pittsburgh. Y'all don't want to get into it.
I've been trying to tell people, man, Pittsburgh is really, really bad. Roy says, sorry, I was making cookies and didn't get the notification.
Hopefully you made enough. Hopefully you made enough for the field level because I'm hungry.
Man, we need them cookies, man. Send them over this way, man. I was going to say, guys, I was interested. I mean, we get down to these weeks in the season. I start looking forward to the offseason. Like I start looking and kind of peeking to see what's around the corner. And just wanted to throw it out there. I seen 2 mock drafts today. Both of them
already?
Are we getting there?
Yeah, so both of them had, both had Trevor Lawrence going first overall to Jacksonville, and both had Zach Wilson going number 2 overall to the Jets.
Yeah.
Did you see Zach Wilson's bowl game?
Boy, I seen he had 3 touchdowns in the first half.
No, he had 5.
5
He threw for 3, ran for 2.
Dang, he got to chill out. So it is my hope that the 49ers lose the rest of the season and could sneak up in that 6 or 7 range.
Bruh.
What's up with it?
At the end of the podcast, can we have a what's on your mind segment? Because based on what you just said, I got something that's been bothering me all day, but I'll wait till the end.
We can have a what's on your mind after the predictions.
Okay.
With that being said, it is prediction time. Bam, 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 bam. First up, we have the 49ers versus the Cardinals. With that being said, I am hoping that the 49ers lose the rest of the season. So I am picking the Cardinals.
Is that your heart or your brain?
That is all of them. The whole 9.
Okay. I'm going Cardinals.
CJ Beathard is starting this week, by the way. Go ahead.
I mean, y'all been starting backups dang near all year. I don't really.
We always start backups all year. It's like every year we start backups at some point in the season.
Basically, I'm gonna go Cardinals here. As you know, y'all starting your 3rd string, but it's still a division game, and y'all don't like each other. So, but the Cardinals.
That's our roommate.
Basically, yeah, for real. So the Cardinals are in a win and in situation, so they have no time to be playing around. Cardinals win it.
Good. Come on, CT, pick them boys.
I'm going with the Redbirds, man. The Cardinals. I just believe they got too much. It's going to be rough to watch our DBs go against D-Hop and them boys. And it's probably going to be like a 28-10 situation, to be honest with you.
We got Andrew Villanueva watching with us tonight. He says word on the street is Zach Wilson has Menzel-like character issues. I haven't heard that.
That will be interesting because if he has those issues at BYU, as strong as a university that they are, that's good point. We have to dig into that.
I haven't heard about that, but I definitely will look into it. Pops, come on. Pop says cards. Rory, what are you doing? Come on, bro. Rory says 49ers, but I'm not losing sleep if they lose. I mean, I haven't lost sleep in the last 5 weeks. I gave up a while ago, Rory. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got high when they beat the Rams, and I came running right back down. Miles says 49ers just because Pat. And then Moms comes on. Moms picked the Cardinals. Andrew, and just so you know, Andrew, if you make these picks, man, if you get the majority of the picks correct, you can win a free field level T-shirt or field level cup. So go ahead and put your pick in, man, and we can get some field level merch to you. Once again, if Rob is on, Rob, let me know if you got your merch yet. I know Greg got his. I want to see if Rob got his. Next up, Dolphins versus the Raiders. I got the Dolphins in this game. Raiders will be, we don't know if Derek Carr will be a full go, whatever the case may be. We don't have an idea of that yet. However, the Miami Dolphins team, I've been high on them all year. Y'all know this. I've been high on them ever since Tua came in. And I think every time I've picked the Fins in every game this year that they played against the AFC West. So I will pick the Dolphins again.
You've been on that Dolphin train and you've been right. So kudos to you and I know CT as well. Check this out. I was saving it for the prediction. Our middle linebacker Kwiatkowski, he got COVID today.
It's not a laughing matter. I'm sorry, not a laughing matter, but woo!
It's just not. It's not right, man. But check this out. The only way for the Raiders to make the playoffs is very simple. The Raiders have to win out. The Ravens have to lose out, and the Dolphins have to lose out. So, So, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm going to go with the Raiders just because I need them. This is the only chance we got. There is a way we could beat the team. The Dolphins would have to have a lot of mistakes. Other than that, I don't see us beating them straight up with all our injuries. Raiders.
You have it, CT.
Picking the Dolphins in this game. Also been high on them all year. Really love what Coach Flores is doing with this team. They got a good culture over there. They're competitive, and they're starting to get that smell and that feeling of, we can be a winning team and have a winning season. So I see them winning this game. I think it'll be tight, 24-21. I think is where this one will end. But the Dolphins will take this one for their 10th victory.
Word. All right, here we go. Going through the picks here. We got Pop say the Fins.
I'm guessing
Drew
no one's going to pick Raiders.
Miles says the Raiders just because I want Quan to have a good weekend.
Oh, that was nice, man. I appreciate that.
Right on. Moms comes in. Mom says the Fins. Rob on here, so Rob going to pick the Raiders. Appreciate you for letting us know that you didn't get that yet. We sent it out. Mom, let me know when we sent it out. I think we sent it out like a week or two ago. It should have been there right now. But yeah. Next game on the docket, Falcons. Roy, Miami Finkles. You know what it is. Laces out, baby. Falcons at the Chiefs. I'm gonna take the Chiefs in this game. I'm excited. One reason being, as you guys know, Clyde Edwards-Helaire will not be playing. Sorry about that, CT. But Le'Veon Bell will get the bulk of the carries this week. I'm excited to see how Le'Veon does as a true number one again. So I'm gonna pick the Chiefs.
That's a good point, Pat, because I'm also kind of eager to see Le'Veon get the full load because I think last week, even when Clyde got hurt, he started to get more and he was doing very well.
Doing his thing.
I think he takes them over the top when they get into the playoffs. So I'm going to go Chiefs here. I think the Falcons are going to get blown out. I think they're going to get blown out. I'm telling you. Because, look, as much as Matt Ryan turned the ball over.
That. Now they're going to win because you just came out here talking about
Look. Matt Ryan be throwing – look, Matt Ryan throws picks and the other teams don't do nothing with it. You give Patrick Mahomes extra possessions? Come on, bro. They might put up 50.
Don't talk that.
Go ahead.
All right. You know what? I have been disrespecting Le'Veon. I've been getting these LaShawn McCoy vibes that I feel like that's what his role is going to be with this team, but I could be wrong. So I hope that he still has some juice in his legs and he can produce. However, I think they dropped this game to the Falcons.
What?
Wow.
I think they dropped it, man. I think, what's the kicker's name? I think he comes through. I think he comes through 27. 27-24.
CT, that is the – so you think the Falcons defense is going to keep them under 30?
Upset of the week, baby.
Oh, man, we got to put some lunch on this. Now, we got to put a Venmo Cash App something on this.
Young Ho, is it Young Hoku?
It's Young Way Cool.
Young Way Cool. Young Way Cool. Young Way Cool for real.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, here we go. Pops,
come in. Pops, I want all my roses.
Pop say Chiefs. Drew come in. Drew say Chiefs. Roy says Chiefs, but I'll be cheering for the Falcons. Rob says Chiefs. Miles says Chiefs with the massacre. Yeah. And I think Drew is just extremely surprised that you picked the Falcons.
Yeah, see, me and Miles on the right page. CT, are you serious? You got time
100%.
to change your mind, bro.
Nah.
Young way cool, baby.
Oh my goodness.
Next up, my most intriguing game of the week for me is the Broncos versus the Chargers. Most intriguing game of the week. Clearly. Wow. She didn't spell it right, so you missed. It don't count. She just forgot the S. I'm not gonna count it. So I am going to pick. This is where I get conflicted, right? Because it's Lock Gang on one hand, Lock Gang, or Sunshine. Lock Gang or Sunshine. I don't know which way I'm gonna go. Let me see. Let me go to the cards. Lock Gang.
Oh man, the world is upside down today. I'm usually Lock Gang with you, but not this time. I think the bolts come out, and I think they put the hurting on them.
What's up with you with the hurting on them? Like what does that mean? Like, are you picking another massacre like the Falcons?
This is gonna be worse than the Falcon game.
Wow.
Come on, Craig and Debo style.
Vic Fangio might lose his job over this game.
What?
Oh wow.
You're talking big.
I'm just saying.
All right. I'm gonna roll the dice on this one. I'm gonna go Lock Gang Broncos in a tight one.
Wow, the world is upside down. CT, you ain't been Lock Gang all year. Now you Lock Gang?
Pat, I'm not gonna lie. Pat been kind of juicing him up lately, man, and I'm starting to kind of feel that vibe. Plus, if Elway's not feeling him, he might be available, man, and I'm kind of intrigued by that, to be honest with you.
Pete, though, this might be the contest of my two favorite young quarterbacks. Like Herbert and Locke are like my two favorite young quarterbacks right now. Another dynamic that's going to be cool in this matchup to watch is this will be the second time for Cliff Harris Jr. I don't know if he played that first time against the Broncos, but Cliff Harris Jr. plays against his old team.
Chris Harris Jr. Keep calling him Cliff.
Cliff. Because who named
Gordon?
Cliff?
What about Marvin Gordon?
He don't care. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. But Cliff, his name is Chris, bruh.
I said Chris.
You've been saying Cliff all day.
I said Chris.
CT, what'd he say?
Y'all tell me what I said in the chat. I swear to God, I said Chris Harris Jr. Watch this back. At 50 minutes, at 49 minutes and 30 seconds, I'm gonna go back and look because I swear to God, I said Chris. Anyway,
let us know in the chat.
Yeah. I got. So that's what it is. Let's see what they got over here, man. Pops is going Lock Gang. Drew going with Sunshine. Roy's going Sunshine because he said Herbert is better than Locke.
That's a fact.
My only issue is that Locke has a better run game. Locke has a better tight end. What are young quarterbacks' biggest safety blankets, Roy? Just putting that out there. Rob,
better than Hunter?
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Chargers got a D-line, though.
For sure. Well, Bradley Chubb is not a wash. Melvin Ingram's not playing.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Bradley Chubb, Nick Bosa.
Yeah, you're right. It's pretty even. Yeah.
Rob got Chargers. Miles got Justin Herbert with the game of his life.
Ooh. Okay, Miles.
Hot take. This is something that CT talked about last week. Andrew says Vic Fangio returns to fill Salah's vacancy.
Well, in order for that to happen, he gonna have to get fired after this game. Like I
said. Hey, but another cool little fun fact. I said Cliff the second time. Y'all chill out, bro.
Oh, somebody said it? Yeah, that's what I'm told
you. Hey, a few people said it. We got witnesses.
Fun fact, though. I swear to God, I said Chris. Fun fact, though. So the Houston Texans interviewed Marvin Lewis today. The Detroit Lions, watch this. The Detroit Lions interviewed 4 different general managers, not one coach. I wonder why.
Why is that?
Saleh. He's the guy.
He's waiting.
Oh, okay. He's the guy waiting, huh?
Right.
Hey, real quick, does Marvin Lewis need another job, bro?
Nah, he gotta chill out.
Okay, all right. I'm not the only one.
But real quick.
What?
Is Saleh better to go to Houston if that's available or Detroit because that's home?
The better.
He's
been
from
both.
Detroit. Well, no, he's been in Houston previously.
Yeah,
and obviously he's from Detroit.
I would say Detroit. Well, no, that's tough because Houston has the quarterback.
Yes, they do, and the defense that he could fix and configure a little bit.
I think JJ Watt is washed.
Do you? A lot of back surgeries.
JJ Watt. I feel like JJ Watt was good like 5 years ago, and if you were good 5 years ago to me, there's no way you're gonna be good next year.
That's if we take the quarterbacks out of this solution, I think Detroit has the more pieces on defense to make a quicker turnaround. They got a lot of pieces.
And you got Marvin Jones Jr., you got Kenny Galladay, you know what I mean? So you do have you have Swift that's there, right?
TJ Hawkinson, is that his name?
TJ Hawkinson is there. So you do have a lot more pieces in Detroit than you would in Houston. Houston, you got Deshaun and Will Fuller,
who might not even be there because they was trying to trade him. So
right. So with that being said, keep it pushing. And Andrew, who is Andrew one of y'all peoples? I like Andrew. Andrew instead of being an enemy should go to Houston.
Bruh,
now that could work because him and that creative offense.
I can't see the picture.
Woo!
Ram part of the wedding party, brother.
I can't see the picture. It's so small. I can't see it. I don't have a screen up. Last but not least, game of the night. Last game on the docket, I should say. Well, hell, yeah, game of the night will be the Rams versus the Seahawks. Because of the earlier conversation, you would understand that I'm gonna pick the Seahawks just because I feel like this is a Seahawks playoff game. It's very reminiscent of Week 17 last year, Week 16 last year. Seahawks Niners. Trying to win and get that last, the winner of the NFC West. So I'll take Seahawks. And it's in Seattle, by the way. Which I guess doesn't really matter anymore because there's no fans, but whatever.
No, it still matters because of the weather. It might be raining up there. So I'm going to go Hawks. They got the better quarterback. That's it. That's all.
I got to stay consistent with my spoiler, and I'm going to say the Rams win this game in a tight one.
Why'd you go, huh? You saying Goff better than Wilson? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm saying that.
I didn't say that.
Russ been tripping this year.
Oh my gosh.
I've been saying that all year. I ain't changing my tune.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Russ is tripping, and he's still gonna have probably 45 touchdowns and somewhere between 13 and 15 picks. And he tripping. Come on, man.
13 to 15 picks. Wait, just 1 second, please.
45. Look at the numbers right now, please.
What do you think I'm doing?
I do hear. I do hear.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna let you just, get.
I think he got 12 picks right now. How many picks he got right now?
How many picks does he have today?
As of right now, as we speak, how many picks he got so far?
2020 this year picks. He has 13.
13. How many touchdowns he got?
37.
He gonna get to 45 touchdowns and probably have 14 to 15 picks, like I just said.
All
right. What's on your mind?
Oh, let's go. I'm glad you said it. This is a direct response to Pat saying we should tank. Why do people love tanking when their team is bad? Because they think they're going to get the savior in a draft pick. I don't understand why people put so much stock in draft picks. You don't even know if the player you getting might be good. I'm just saying. I really don't like that. And this also goes back to when the Jets won. When the Jets beat the Rams, all I heard all week, all over the timelines, is why did we win the game? We should have lost. Now we're out of the trip. For one, we don't even know if the Jets like Trevor Lawrence. They like Mike Fields for all we know. And also, I don't think people.
Who is Mike Fields?
I'm sorry. What's his name? Justin Fields. You know what I meant.
Talking about
Justin
Cliff.
Fields. Cliff. It was Cliff.
Mike,
It was Cliff. It was Cliff.
At least I'm in the same C category. You over here talking about.
My bad. Cliff and Mike. My bad. But Justin Fields. I just don't think. I really don't like people wanting to tank just because they're not going to win the Super Bowl. When you want to tank for draft picks who you don't even know who you're going to draft, and y'all putting way too much stock in your GMs to get the right picks. Y'all not talking to these GMs. Y'all don't know who they're going to pick. People need to stop with that. I really don't like that. I really don't. So tell me why people do that. That's what's on my mind.
Real quick, I just want to make sure everybody got their picks in for the Rams Seahawks game. Level. I see. Okay, Pops Rams, Roy Rams, Miles says Rams, Rob says Rams, and Drew says Hawks. Rob says Hawks. I'm sorry. Back to you. You made a statement. You said, "Why do we go for draft picks? We don't even know if these guys will be good."
Yep.
Every superstar in the NFL was a draft pick at some time or another.
You're gonna take it literal? All right. You know what I meant.
When you are in a position to draft, I think once you know you'll be at between 12 and 1. If you know that there is no way you're making playoffs, there's no way you're doing X, Y, and Z. Now we improve your draft stock. Why not improve your draft stock if you know that there's nothing that's going to come out of this season that will. And Roy, you say Jamarcus Russell, and I hear what you're saying, but for every Jamarcus Russell, there's a Patrick Mahomes, there's a Russell Wilson, there's a Aaron Rodgers, there's a Kyler Murray more late or Baker Mayfield. But there's a Jamarcus Russell, there's a Achilles Smith, there's a Tim Couch. Those things happen far less than the Kyler Murrays, the Baker Mayfields, the DK Metcalfs, the Patrick Mahomes of the world, right? So I think it's about, if you can get it, why not get it, especially if it's a point of emphasis and a need. Right now, a lot of people are in love with Jimmy Garoppolo because we say we win more with Jimmy than we lose. Right, very true. The stats don't lie. However, Jimmy Garoppolo is not the franchise quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers. So if you have the ability to go out and look at a
maybe potential. You're right.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You got something to say, TC, before I jump back in? You got something to say?
You call me TC? What is
this? I said CT.
He don't know what he's just talking crazy at this point.
I was like, this is the Wayans brothers? Anyway, you have to build through the draft. Yes, there are some pieces in the free agency that you can get depth and leadership potentially, but you need to go through the draft to be successful long term. There's no doubt about that. I think you're speaking from a dark place since you missed on a lot of picks. But I can tell you, for teams that have hit on picks, it's extremely important. And I'm not saying the Niners have hit on all their picks, but I'll take George Kittle in the 5th round, just for an example.
Correct, but you didn't have to lose.
Please touch what Miles just said.
Jimmy, 22-8, don't forget, and led the team to Super Bowl healthy. Yeah, I mean, as far as Jimmy goes, that's pretty much been his thing since he's been in the league. When he's healthy, he's fine. But the point is, he's not healthy enough. That's the whole point.
Right.
But It is, but this is the problem. And I will not do this on the field level. This is the problem. We need to stop saying Jimmy's 22-8. No, the 49ers are 22-8.
Right.
Football's a team sport. So therefore, he's not 22-8. He did not lead them to no. The team. Now back to what you said. You mentioned Russell Wilson, Pat, about Russell Wilson through the draft. Well, no one had to lose to get Russell Wilson. He was a 3rd round pick. No one had to lose on purpose and tank to get George Kittle. He was a 5th round pick. So let's just stop with the tanking.
Patrick Mahomes.
Did you think Patrick Mahomes? was going to be
What
the
about
guy?
Kyler Murray? What about the Kyler Murray?
Answer the question. Did you think he was going to be the
I wanted Pat Mahomes. Facts.
Pat loved him. I remember that year.
Okay. Well, I digress. But maybe you do hit on some picks. But my whole thing is the whole tanking thing. Like the Chiefs were winning. The Chiefs were winning, and they traded up. Well, they had the draft capital to do that. They didn't tank to get Patrick. I don't think tanking ever does anything at all. And if tanking is what you essentially want to do and what the Niners are really going to do, then why don't they just keep it real with the players? Say, hey, look, y'all, we tanking, so don't be good. We gonna play CJ Beathard from Jump Street. We gonna start Richie James over a healthy Debo. We gonna just sit Ayuk for the rest of the year because he's too good. Why don't y'all just do that? But y'all not going to
believe a rookie quarterback is the answer next year. I'm not saying he's the answer next year, but I'm saying he's the answer going forward. At the end of the day, Miles, let's look at it like this. Jimmy Garoppolo has been on the 49ers for 4 years. 4 years. Granted, that first year he came in and played 6 games, started 5.
So let's not count that year.
So let's say 3 years. All right? Let's say Jimmy Garoppolo has been on the Niners for 3 years. With that being said, 3 times 16 is what? 3. I'm gonna just do it quick.
I don't know.
That's 48 games. That is 48 games that he should have played in the regular season. He is 22-8. Do the math. How many games has he missed? His best statistical year, he still didn't throw for over 4,000 yards. 27 touchdowns, 13 interceptions for 3,900 yards. That is not good enough. So drafting a quarterback this year would be ideal for next year because next year you put him in the system, you get him well acclimated, you'll make the playoffs, you'll do well. Who knows what could happen? But even that next year, hey, we young. We real young.
Anyway,
youngest teams in the NFL.
Hey man, last thing I'm gonna say about this tanking situation is I agree with you, Pat. You guys should draft a quarterback, but I don't think you guys should lose the rest of the games on purpose to do that. Wherever you land, you let your GMs and your scouts get the best quarterback that they can get at that draft slot, or you trade up to get a Zach Wilson if that's what you want to do. But you don't lose on purpose. That's weak, man. That's weak.
I appreciate that sentiment. And then I'm gonna pass it over to CT for the final words. But I do see that Drew said higher draft value so the Niners can trade for Stafford. He's only 32. Drew, you just said he's only 32. I'm 33. I know how my body feels. Just putting that out there.
Go get Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Or Dak Prescott.
Yes.
I'll take that.
I'm open to that.
I'll take that.
Anyway,
I'm not a Stafford guy. I think that I like him. I just don't want to pay that money. That's not going to help us.
Touchdown, yeah. He threw a nasty no touchdown on Sunday, but go ahead.
For sure.
Bang.
No, that's
Last
a good
words.
point. I mean, I hear you. I think you make a great point to a certain degree, Quan. You can't depend on it, but you have to plan for it. You need that. It's your nucleus. It's your future. It saves your job or it gets you released from your job. Jimmy, I agree. I don't think he's a franchise quarterback. I think that he's a stopgap. I think that you need to bring some competition to that room. Evaluate Josh Rosen. Why not? I hear you. I understand. Nick Mullins probably done Tommy John surgery. You know what I mean? CJ Beathard, you're going to move forward. It's going to be hard for Shanahan because he drafted him in the 3rd round, so that's an ego thing. But he has to move forward with him as well. So you'll have new quarterbacks in the room. And then you need to decide. You need to save some money. You know, they can't bring D Ford back. They can't bring Weston Risberg back. They need to consider whether or not it's worth it to bring Jimmy back. I think that they may, I'd say probably about 60% they probably will. But I'm open to changing some things up for the betterment of the team long term.
And drafting a quarterback does not necessarily mean that Jimmy won't be back.
Right. No, of course not. You create open competition for the starting job. What draft pick was, or what round was McGlinchey in?
First.
Number 9.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Final words from the field level family. Miles says y'all had a great year last year. Injuries played you guys this year, but drafting a quarterback will not bring back to the bowl. And if y'all lose, y'all D coordinator, get a corner and go to sleep. So a corner makes a difference for us this year, not a quarterback per Miles. Just want to put that out there.
Well, y'all not about to have no corners because y'all don't believe in E-Man no more. You're gonna get rid of Spoon.
I believe in E-Man.
Sherman gone. Brent was only on a 1-year deal.
Well, look, man. No, he wasn't.
What's he on, a 2-year deal?
He been there for 2 years. He was there last year.
Or so how long is contract? It can't be that long.
He had to resign. He resigned for 1 year.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, well, man, this is the Field Up with the Football Podcast of the West Coast. Before you leave tonight, I want you to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to get those notifications. If you're on Facebook, like and follow that page. Be with us, man. We here every Wednesday night at 8:45. We'll be back with you guys on Sunday night, I believe. Or is the Rams Seahawks on Monday night? Can't remember.
I don't know, but the Raiders play Saturday.
The Raiders is on Saturday. And then the Rams and the Seahawks are on. No, they're not. They're 1 o'clock. All right, so we're back Sunday night to be back here. The Field Level. It's the Field Level Football Podcast of the West Coast. I'm Pat. That's Quan. That's CT. Y'all know how we get down, man. Over and out.